So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. It's Friday. Friday means, Alfie,
Easy talk.
it's the easy talk. Yeah, it's the easy talk. It means it's Friday. God, the time goes so very, very quick. We've got a full house and we've got a newbie. We've got a new face. Yeah, it's not my face, it's an old face. But you know what? We'll get to the intros after this music intro. We've got so many controversial topics to talk about. We'll try and keep it to an hour, Hotel. But we'll see you on this other side of this music intro. Oh, the easy talk. Yes. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. And yeah, like I said, my intro is the easy talk. So happy it's Friday. Those of you like, tuning in now, make sure you subscribe to Cannon Fodder TV. Hit the bell notification buttons to receive all the latest news right here on this channel. Right. Before we get into this one, I've got to say a big thank you to LTL, original Godfather himself, top right hand corner. There's been a lot of Irish Arsenal supporters, LTL. Can you quickly tell us about the
Yeah,
followers on TV?
yeah. I mean, the thing about the Irish is they absolutely love their sport. They love horse racing. They love hurling. They love golf, and they love their soccer. And of course, a lot of the Irish over the years have worked in England. It was the first place to go. If you couldn't find work at home, then you went over to the UK. So they picked up all the habits of watching football. And I've met people over there, that watched Arsenal back in the 1950s, for crying out loud. One of them saw the match in '56 before the Manchester United airplane crash. The match before that, where Arsenal scored four at Highbury and Man United scored five. So it was a
Mm.
5-4. So yeah, there's a lot of people over there. Maybe I could give a quick shout out to a few of them, just first names. Big hello to Tim, a very good friend of mine, and he's a big supporter of lots of sports actually, especially GAA hurling. But him and his son love um, the Arsenal, and they've been going on this on a regular basis. And we've got Nordy Dub, again, is another very good friend of mine, and he's living up in Newry in the north of Ireland. And he used to stand next to me at Arsenal. Actually, when they started to redevelop the North Bank, they shoved us all into the clock end, and we ended up in a bit where no, even though there were seats, nobody sat. So myself and this guy met each other and had great fun, and we've become friends for a long time. So I've also got another couple of people. We've got Mick, who lives right near the Emirates Stadium, who's watching this, and he's another good mate of mine. And we've got Tony, who lives above the Arsenal Museum, and he's been watching this. And Tony has got, and I have got a lot of mates who go into the 12 Pins pub in Finsbury Park. We were talking to Alfie earlier about Manor House. Well, if you just go along past Manor House, before you know where you are, don't go towards Tottenham, go in the other direction, and you end up at Finsbury Park. And there's a big pub there called the 12 Pins, which is again an Irish link because the 12 Pins are 12 small little mountains or hills in County Galway. So that's what it's
Yeah.
named after. And we've got Tony there, and we've got Big Andy, Little Andy, Jane, her husband. I mean, we've got so many people that went in there. Peter, all the guys, many of whom are English and many of whom are Irish. And
Brilliant.
we do, in a way, what we're doing now, which is we dissect the game and games
Yeah.
to come after seeing Arsenal play.
Okay, brilliant.
Oh,
And we've got
one, yeah.
we've
Can
got
I
Cheeky
do
Chappy
one
back.
last?
Sorry, Tel. We've got to move on. Cheeky
Yeah,
Chappy,
just
LTL.
one. Well, one very quick one. We've got. I met a guy on holiday, and he's an Everton supporter, but he's become a very good friend. He lives up there in Chester, and I did say to him to tune in tonight. His name's Tom, and he's
Okay.
he's a lovely lad. And we've come upon a system where, as long as Arsenal are not playing Everton, then we'll support the other person's team. So
All
I'm
right.
pleased to see him doing well, and he's a really good guy, and he
All right.
plays music also.
Alfie, Chicky Chappy, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thank you for the invitation. Good to be back in the Easy Talk.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you on the East Talk. And the newbie, Carlos from Arsenal Honduras. Carlos, listen, guys, they did their first segment on Canon 4 TV, and I tell you what, I had to polish up again on my Spanish, but these guys, Arsenal Honduras, passionate about the Arsenal. Carlos, welcome to the Easy Talk, my friend. How are you?
Thanks, Alex, a lot. Nice to speak as well with Eltel and Alfie. Really happy to be part of Canon Fodder TV. As a newbie, kind of excited, normal, but really excited, to talk about a little bit of Arsenal and our passion for the club, as well with the rest of my colleagues from San Pedro Sula, which is the city I'm from, and Tegucigalpa, which is the capital of Honduras, and the rest of the cities that as well has Arsenal fans on it. So we're really excited. I'm pretty sure I send a big hug and regards to all the Honduran fans that I'm pretty sure they already subscribed to Canon Fodder and probably they're watching right now the live show as well.
Yeah, again, guys, listen, if you watch, it's 17 minutes long, isn't it? Your segment there, fantastic.
We
Is it
got a little
Spanish?
bit excited.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh, wow, oh my goodness, I can't wait for the second video, Carlos. Can't wait. Anyway, so let's get in. We're gonna try and not rant. I can see the numbers are slowly climbing up. We're gonna try and not rant on this segment of the Easy Talk. So let's kind of take it back a bit. So Arsenal played against Wolves, and Wolves beat Arsenal 2-1. Now I didn't see the game. I was feeling a little bit poorly. Came straight from work, I went to bed, and I missed the game. Didn't do a post-game reaction, and people were saying to me, Alex, it's a good thing you didn't do a post-game reaction because the anger aimed at the officials. Now, I'm going to be very careful. I don't want to make outlandish allegations without any having real substance or evidence. But what I am going to do, I'm going to quickly read this from an ex-Premier League referee, Mark Helsley. I've been in that situation when I have seen an incident and been told to say, I haven't seen it. To be fair to the FA, it's not them. It comes from within the PGMOL, Professional Game Match Officials Limited. It doesn't stop there. We've been told to give certain amount of corners or throw-ins, fouls, bookings, etc. The Premier League is rife with spot fixing and bias towards certain clubs from the FA. Every referee in the Premier League could be in front of a court one day soon. So that's coming from an ex-Premier League referee. Now, I'm talking about this because Carlos, David Luiz got sent off. Now, when I saw the post report, I thought, 2 red cards, Bernd Leno and David Luiz, I'm not surprised. But when I saw the 2-minute video, the highlights of the match, I couldn't see an infringement there, Carlos. I couldn't see an infringement there. But what's your thoughts about the game and the level of refereeing in the Premier League?
In general, I genuinely believe refereeing should improve because we've seen lack of probably in their decisions before. Why not consulting on the VAR? That's what those guys for over there to check when the central referee has his doubts about a certain play or probably his doubts about a fault, penalty. We've seen a lot in certain other teams how that works. But I was really shocked because funny. I was watching the game. It's lunchtime here over in Honduras, and I saw the time, and it was 46 minutes. I was like, okay, it's done. It's done. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. It's done. 1-0 at the halftime. And when I come back, I was probably again. And I see now the highlights from the first half because I was really excited because of the basically football champagne we were displaying. Because I think we all agree that the first minutes and probably all the first time, Arsenal was playing really, really well. I say it was for me it was football champagne. It reminded me of the old days, and even the players were so excited. We saw how confident they were, but then this comes, and I was like, oh man, really probably I thought the first thing I saw because when I came back to the TV, the penalty was about to be taken. I was like, who got the red card? And my first thought was, okay, probably I thought David Luiz, and probably he was like going one on one with him. But when I see the video again and the replay about the red card, I was like, in what moment there was an infringement there? Like why? Why didn't even check it? I was like really a little bit confused and angry at the same time because why not check it? Why other plays they get checked like even 3 or 4 times and they even lose like 2 to 5 minutes to take a decision, and this one the ref was like, okay, it's red card and that's it, period, penalty. Why? And the one with the Leno one, I think I was really shocked. Like, why did Leno got a red card? Probably he made a terrible fault, or as well again another one-on-one. But when I see the play again, I was like, why? Probably he got confused because the ball didn't like bounce properly. He thought the ball was coming to his chest. But then I see it and I was like, okay, there's something here. I mean, let's talk about the refs and everything and the decisions, the bad decisions they were taking. Why not consulting VAR? But at the same time, I thought, well, we're down one man. Where's the concentration on the game?
Yeah.
Because Wolves was an important game. We had to take the 3 points. I mean, I think we all agree that the first 45 minutes it was like, okay, we're gonna win this game easily 3-0 or 4-0 because the team. Well, you saw Saka first goal that was disallowed. Then we saw another couple of two other plays in the area, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be an easy game. We thought, but then everything came like a roller coaster on a downhill, and was like, why? Is there lack of confidence in difficult times for the players like this, being one player down, being two players down later? But I mean, it is what it is. It's the popular saying. So it was a hard day, to be honest. I think we all agree that when we tie or lose, or even lose like we did, you go all the week like this with your head down, like I need another game and I needed to win so I can feel back alive, for the rest of my week.
Carlos, before I go to Alfie, a couple of things. You said you went to the toilet. Don't go to the toilet with Arsenal. You never know what's going to happen.
I was so confident, so sure everything was going so perfect. Man, was a shocker indeed.
And the other thing as well, you said we had chances. Saka had a chance apparently in the first minute, hit the post. Pepe had a chance, hit the crossbar, so we had the opportunities to put the game to rest in the first half, and we didn't take the opportunities. Dear. Alfie.
What can I say? How I was seeing it is like if we just remove VAR altogether, Saka's goal would have been allowed. And probably the penalty would have been given, confusion, maybe the referee didn't see it or he saw something different, and that game would have been 2-2, which is technically speaking a fair result. But the idea of VAR is that those things don't happen. Like we have an extra team that is going to check those kind of iffy plays, and they can communicate that to the referee, and that's basically the idea. When I make a mistake in my personal life, my girlfriend goes, let's check the VAR. She takes a screenshot of the WhatsApp and says, here is where you made a mistake. And that is the idea. The idea is that you're able to verify the information that was given or double check it, and that was not done. I don't think the refereeing in the Premier League is bad in general. I do think, for example, betting companies have a lot to do with it, though. There is a lot of money involved in certain decisions, and that goes a little bit back to the statement that we were just reading. Probably they have a big influence because of not the game itself, but the powers outside the game.
Yeah. So feel so deflated. El Tel, what do you think about the
Well,
the statement that Mark Hauser just had, it's put the cat
well,
amongst the pigeons, hasn't it?
I am afraid that he's probably let the cat out of the bag. That we spoke in previous podcasts about the kind of money that is sloshing around inside the soccer game, and the fact that billionaires are coming in from America and Russia and all over trying to get a piece of the pie because there's so much money washing around. We suddenly lose Raul and Husfami, and nobody really knows why they went, but you know we have our suspicions, and now we have this. I do think it is influenced by big betting, and we've had it in cricket over the years, where people lay bets on so many no balls per over and so on, which are very easy to do. If you can get to a bowler and say, in your third over, could you bowl 2 no balls? And he goes, yes, if I get a brown paper packet, then it's very easy to bowl 2 no balls. And they've been found out, but that's probably only the tip of the iceberg. They've been found out and banned from the game of cricket. I really suspect that if 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 Halsey's even touching on a bit of the truth, then it's going to be hushed up very quickly. And I'll give you a little bit of history, guys. In the early days of Arsene Wenger being our manager, we were on a fairly good run, and we played Wimbledon away. And those were the days of Wimbledon with the Dennis Wise and the sort of the crazy gang, Vinny and all those guys, and they put it about. Anyway, we were expected to sort of win it fairly well, and this would have been in the early part of the season, around about September time. And we went a goal nil. We went a goal down, which was really unusual under Wenger. And we went into the dressing room. And when the players came back out for the second half, I was watching it on TV. The pitch was really dark, and the commentators were going, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And it turned out some of the floodlights had failed, so they abandoned the match. Now I remember thinking, how handy, how useful that is for Arsenal, because we were expected to win, and we were then a goal down. And it came out later on in that season, but a lot later, the following summer, that they traced it to some of the fuses for the floodlights being missing. So somebody had gone in there, had got a phone call from a betting syndicate and said, "We've just splashed millions on Arsenal winning this. What can you do to stop the game?" And he must have said, "Well, for a certain amount of money, I'll take out some fuses and throw them away." And that's absolutely true. So if that's true, and again, talking about Arsene Wenger, when he was manager of Monaco, there was a terrible scandal where Monaco were fighting for the championship in France, and the best team alongside them was Marseille. And in the end, Marseille won the French championship. And then it was found that there was all kinds of cheating going on, and the people in charge of the club were sort of laying off bets and all kind. They were giving money to refs and so on to alter the the games that Marseille were playing. And I remember when Wenger first came to Arsenal, they said to him, "Do you find it hard managing a Premier League team or whatever?" And he said, "No. When I was in France, I was not only playing against all the teams, I had Marseille plus every kind of crook that you could find, backing them up." So I'm afraid it is in the game. It's in life. There isn't a place in the world that hasn't got something iffy going on. And unfortunately, with soccer, there's so much money, so much massive money floating around. We know that the 72 million that we paid for Pepe is very iffy because he's improving a lot. But even with him playing on top form, I don't think he's worth 72 million. So we have to worry really, because if at the core of the game there's dodgy bets going on, and people, all you got to have is a complicit referee or a complicit goalkeeper. That also came up, I think, as well. Didn't they speak to Grobbelaar and try and set him up, the Liverpool goalkeeper? And they offered him money to sort of throw matches, and the goalkeeper's in an ideal situation allowing a couple of weak shots. So if this is true, then it cuts to the real core of what sport is. Because we all hope to go and see a fair game. And if you're beaten fairly and squarely, so be it. But if it's fiddled and somebody's paid somebody, I mean, I don't, as you say, I don't want to go on about the sending off of Luis, but it was completely laughable. And I personally think that if the FA think that was a sending off, then they should take themselves to court for bringing the game into disrepute.
Carlos, do you think if we were to introduce referees from other parts of Europe to be like neutral referees, do you think that might solve the problem of the argument? Oh, they cannot be biased if they've come from another league to referee a match in the Premier League. Do you think that might solve the problem there?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of complicated to think that that will solve the situation. I really believe, as Eltel was telling the story behind a little bit of it, and obviously the declarations we just recently saw a couple of minutes ago, I genuinely believe it's about the people in charge. You know, I don't want to say names, but the people in charge doing the right investigations. Because if already one person stood up and said, like, probably not a direct message about it, but like leaving the message like take it as you want, but there's actually a backstory on it. They should go on it and investigate like deeply on what is going on, you know, because probably we see these stories, these declarations, but as well there should be others that we don't know, that never come to the light, or people that don't talk about it. So I mean, I really think the league itself probably has to think about it, probably working on with the actual ones, the local ones, and trying to, I don't know, probably clean the house if it's too strong, or going again and saying, hey, we need to work on this. We need to study a little bit more. We need to give more professional development. The actual refs are in charge instead of, because I really think there's a good level. You know, I think we see other leagues, and I think they're even kind of funny, you know, because they're even a little bit behind. But as well, I don't know if you've seen the UEFA, the Man in the Middle documentary. It's really interesting to know as well how they work together as a team, and probably working alongside the people that know how to work with them. But I don't know, to be honest, because let's talk about the language. Let's talk about probably the knowledge of the league as well. Many players have said that Premier League is one of the leagues with the most physical contact. Even I just saw a couple of comments about Neymar talking about Premier League, that it's a lot of physicality in there, and it's normal, you know. But in other leagues, for example, if you only go by the normal decent touch with other player, the minimum contact, it's a fault, or the ref takes the red card or takes the yellow card. I mean, in certain countries in Latin America, physical contact is not even considered. I mean, you can see at least talking about my country in the professional league here. You see games that you go with the statistics like 50 faults in a game or 40 games, because the refs, they don't allow the fluency of the game to go to. So I think it's basically a work that investigation and working with them and doing professional development to improve the areas that they lack of, you know.
It's funny you should say that, you know, because I had this debate with my brother Carlos, and we said that maybe if we were to introduce referees from across Europe, you'd see the amount of red cards and yellow cards go up, because they wouldn't be used to seeing that physicality in the Premier League. Alfie, neutral referees.
How? Because what happens is, if you take a Spanish one, then I think he will favor people who speak Spanish. If you take a French one, he's gonna side maybe with the players who speak French. I saw an interview with I thought it was Peter Crouch that was talking, that he was raised to call the referee always ref, hey ref. But apparently, some of the players, they have so much familiarity with referees that they call them by first names, that they send them They send them presents for Christmas. And apparently John Terry was an expert on this. Like, he used to call referees by name, and it's like, hey, how are you? How are the kids? And things like that. So yeah, maybe that won't influence the whole game, but that can do one or two favors. And I have never seen a referee that you say, oh, that referee is an Arsenal fan. It doesn't happen. But I've seen referees that you say, oh, he's definitely Man United for sure. Um, and you can think of whatever you think about, you know who, what Mike would it be. But anyway, so yeah, that I don't know, because there's always going to be an influence. It might be the language, it might be familiarity, it might be, I don't know. But Carlos' point is perfectly valid. Yeah, in Latin America, we would, book for anything really. And sometimes there is really harsh fouls in the Premier League, and you go, oh, that's definitely a red, and they go yellow, no drama, go up, continue playing, and that's why we love it. Um, but yeah, referees are part of the English football and the league. So I think it's, yeah,
I've got to
externally.
say that I've got to say, when Arsenal are playing tomorrow, or any match that is on tomorrow, when a team takes a corner kick, the amount of pushing and shoving and grabbing hold of shirts in the penalty area, in the box, is phenomenal. These are all off the ball incidents, and no referee blows up. Occasionally he stops them and warns them, and then when his back is turned, they start pulling and grabbing each other again. I don't know. It seems to me that we've got a big problem there, and at the moment it's spoiling the game. I mean, the sort of latest thing is that if you're a defender, and a forward fires the ball towards the goal, you've got to stand there like a penguin. You've got to put your arms behind your back and make
Yeah.
sure that the ball doesn't virtually hit your arm. So we're turning footballers into penguins, um, and we're spoiling the game. It's mad. I do worry. But listen, what I always say when Arsenal are playing a match, and especially cup finals and semi-finals, my last thing to all my players, if I was the manager, as they left the dressing room, I would always say, I don't want anybody sent off, because if you're playing 10 against 11, you aren't going to do it. And if you're playing, as we were, 9 against 11, or 12 if you include the ref, then it's impossible. So I think we are going to see a change, because players are going to be frightened to go near the attackers once they get
But
inside that penalty
Terry,
area.
isn't testament to the way that Arteta's now set up the team that even with 9 men, they didn't concede another goal. They didn't go 3-1 down. They didn't concede 4 goals. They held fast at 2-1, and that's been down to Arteta to some extent, hasn't it, Tel?
Absolutely. I mean, it was fantastic to watch, because we just played two banks of 4. It was fantastic to watch. We just had 4 defenders and 4 midfielders. That's it, and then that's the only way Arsenal could play. And we very nearly scored a winner right at the end. So we would have. I think you can never replay the matches, but I think we were going to give Wolves a drubbing. By the way, nobody's mentioned. I think once one person mentioned there was a lovely right-footed goal by Saka, which unfortunately, I think Alfie was saying, unfortunately, Laka's foot was offside. But without VAR, that would hardly have been spotted. And
Exactly.
in the interpretation of the game, you want to err on the side of the sort of forwards. Otherwise, you get these low-scoring games. So, if we want a truly fantastic sport, then let's err on the side of the attackers, and that's the way forward. But we do English football does have a problem with refs, and the interpretation of the law may have been in essence correct, because the law is badly worded. And you don't do anybody any favors if you start spoiling things by not using common sense. And okay, people who are legal experts might say, well, you can't use common sense. You have to use the sort of legal thing. Well, get in there quickly, get the lawyers, and sort this out, because it's going to ruin the game if not only are players wobbling around like penguins, but now they're frightened to even inadvertently go past the player in case they sort of clip him or his foot clips them. It's mad, and it's not what football should be.
So
Yeah,
very, very quickly, yes or no? Would you like VR to continue, or would you take it out, Carlos?
Continue, definitely. It's a
Yeah.
must, and they have to work alongside. The person in charge needs to work on it and see how we can improve the work from the central team, the main ref, and it's the other ones in there in the match, and as well the ones sitting on the back, which are the ones in VAR. So there should be an improvement on certain decisions, and as well being more collaborative as a teamwork between two central refs and the VAR. So I think it should continue.
Yeah, and also as well, I think, Carlos, as well, I think it would be good if we could hear the audio to understand what are they communicating, because here in the Premier League, you don't hear anything. There's no audio, so you're thinking, what's going on? What are they saying? What are they thinking?
It's funny because I don't know if you guys have seen it on Twitter. I think it wasn't Twitter. I saw it or probably TikTok. The football TikToks that usually you see. That in Spain, actually, sometimes the sport channels they upload the videos that the same league give them on how refs work with their decisions, and you can see the backstory of how they're communicating, like you were telling Alex. From like, hey, what do you saw? I think I saw something. Let me go check. No, wait, Carlos, don't take the decision yet. We're checking here on the TVs, and it's good to see that because you get to know how they communicate, how collaborative is the work between them. So I think they should do the same as well here because you're seeing a lot of problems recently.
Yeah. Alfie.
Two things. One, very quickly, is really sad because that game was a good game, and we were talking about decisions of the referees and not about the game. If you remove
Yeah.
that controversy, that game would have been fire. And yeah, that's kind of sad. Now, VAR. Um, I think it's going to stay. It's like trying to remove a screenshots from WhatsApp. It's just not going to happen. So
Yeah.
they are not going to remove VAR in football. They're not going to remove my personal VAR.
Alfie. Guys, listen, who's watching now? We've just been talking about the game against Wolves and the officiating, the quality or the lack of quality of the refereeing, match fixing, the syndicates. I've got Carlos from Arsenal Honduras with me. I've also got the cheeky chappy Alfie, and of course the original Godfather himself. Let's go into the live chat for the first time before we go into the last segment. I've got my first moderator, Monty. Says, "Well, go on, Alex, and the Canon Photo You family." Monty, I hope you are well, my friend. Some feedback actually. Des says, "Good evening, Alex, Celtel, and the rest of the panel." Good evening to you, Des. I've got my second moderator, Ashley D. Hey up, power to the Gooners. Ross Morgan, good evening, everyone. I just found your channel. Well, we've been here for almost 3 years. Where have you been? Where have you been? You just found us. And actually, on Monday, it's going to be 3 years that we've been doing Canon 4 TV on Monday. 3 years, it's gone so quick.
Wonderful.
So
Anniversary.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah. God, dearie me. Des McLeod says, just my opinion, but I think if Arsenal won against Wolves, someone was going to lose a lot of money.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. It wasn't going to be me, by the way.
Yep.
Anyway, Mube Guna, chairman of the board, says, boys and girls, what's happening, family? Big up the panel. That's... And then my brother, who's also another moderator, says, good evening, panel, and welcome to the essential part of the weekend, the Easy Talk. Oh, wow. Wow, my goodness. I need to pay my brother a little bit more money than that. Great panel. All things Arsenal, fantastic views and opinions. Alex, you don't cut off the Godfather. He will visit your address. Did I cut you off, they'll tell?
I know where you live.
Good evening, Kent. Listen, although this is a platform for predominantly Arsenal fans and supporters, Kent is a Liverpool fan and subscriber to the channel. So welcome, Kent. I hope you are well. I know you said that you've been unwell for the last few weeks, but welcome to the live chat. Who else do we have here? Muba says, Carlos, welcome, my guy. I was the chairman at one point. I've got traded in by the number 10, unfortunately. Well, listen. If you show the number 10 on this channel again, you're going to get banned. I'm joking. I'm joking. Who else do we have here? Let's have a look. What Des says, we are very well informed and passionate channel, guys. Yes, we are. But again, guys, you got to go over and see the segment from Arsenal Honduras. But again, probably shopping in Spanish. But these guys mean business, Carlos. Wow. Wow, God, Terry, me, man.
Yeah, we were really thinking before doing the segment, like, hey guys, we have to do just 10 to 12 minutes, okay? We don't have to go above 12 minutes, okay? It was like, okay, Carlos, okay, we get it. And then when we start talking about Arsenal, when we notice, hey guys, I think we're 17 minutes. Okay, let's start it. Okay, we can keep up going because it's not gonna take an hour or 2 hours.
Hey, that's just the way it goes because we're so passionate about Arsenal. So
Indeed,
passionate.
yeah.
Right, just a few more before we go into the last topic. No, Wolves did not beat us. They cheated us. Well, who's they? You're talking about the refereeing, Ashley. Because again, we had enough opportunities to put the game to rest. The Saka opportunity, Pepe, the offside that wasn't really an offside. So don't leave it in the hands of the referee because they go to VAR. You know what's going to happen. All right, just a couple more. Let's see. Elto, here's one here for you. Question is it the refs or the FA to blame?
Well, from what you're saying about the managers association, they've got a big role to play here. And if what Mark Housey says is true, then there's something very rotten at the core of the game. Or if we keep our cultural motif going for those people who tune in for any gems of culture, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark. That's a quote from Hamlet by Shakespeare. But anyway, but yeah, there's something at the heart of this that doesn't look good. I mean, if refs are taking bribes and taking bungs, then it's all over. And I suspect that if they are, it'll be hushed up very quickly because you've cut the game off by the knees. I think the FA would have been far better to have said our ref in this instance, with Lewis's sending off, has followed the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law. And while we can't reverse the decisions made, we are going to get our lawyers in on this and have a look at the way the wording and the way it frames the law, because at the moment any inadvertent coming together of a defender with an attacker who's bearing down on goal, by the way they are currently reading it, and remember it's not just the ref now, the FA have backed him up, they could say any of that coming together by accident is a sending off. Well, that's nonsense. You put men running at breakneck speed into a crowded box of players. Every now and again, there is going to be people bumping off each other and whatever. And so, really, the FA, if I was to apportion blame, I think they've made themselves look very, very foolish and risible. And I think it's about time they apologised for framing the law incorrectly. They must be able to pay lawyers to properly frame the wording, because at the moment it doesn't make any sense. And I do get annoyed when the players put their arms behind their back to avoid the ball smashing and cannoning off their arms. That's madness. And it never used to be like that. They used to say if the ball was smashed at you from 2 or 3 or 4 yards, then your hands can, your hands are just, and your arms are where they normally are. I'm not talking about making a star shape in the air, but if your hands are loosely by your side or balancing you, then that should be regarded as normal. And we have the ridiculous spectacle of the way players are having to currently defend. If I
Yeah.
was if I was an Arsenal defender, I wouldn't know what way to defend now, because the moment somebody comes towards me, if I let him go and he clips off me, I'm sent off. So I stand back and try to let him go, and he will deliberately, players do this, he will deliberately hook his leg out, bump it
Yeah,
off me, and I'll say
yeah,
to the ref, I didn't mean it, ref, and the ref will say, sorry, red card,
yeah,
goodbye. Well, come on, you
yeah.
can't. The FA are to blame. At the end of the day, I hope the refs aren't to blame, because if they are, it's ruining the game, and the FA are making a very good job of ruining it as well. So, but I would
Mm,
think the buck stops at the moment with the FA, and they've got to rewrite the law, redraft it, get the lawyers in, get the players in, get the managers in, get the PFA in, get everybody involved with the game to sort it, because I want to see a good football match. And
mm,
as Alfie was saying, every time you score a goal now, instead of celebrating, you suddenly think, oh, hang on, we've got to check for VAR. Well, come on, that's not what makes it a good game. VAR should be used very sparingly, and personally, I would be quite happy if half a player's toe is over the line. In the spirit of the game, I don't think that makes him offside, and I don't mind
yeah.
if a fella scores against Arsenal like that, because that's
Yeah.
just against that. You want to favour the attacker. We have a
Mm.
low-scoring game. The game we all love is very low scoring. Which is possibly
Yeah.
why in the United
Actually,
States it's
um,
never really taken off.
Arsen, he tried to change the offside rule at one point. He said that, for example, if the feet of the player start here, but the arms is in the same line, that
Mm,
shouldn't be offside.
mm,
And that's an interesting theory. Um, and I quite like the idea because now we're arguing for millimeters. We're arguing for, yeah,
For
it's
the
just
nose, for the ear. I mean,
exactly
it's
for the
the
quite
nose,
ear.
strong.
the elbow, the ear. What about if you have long hair or short hair? It's just ridiculous now. So yeah, remove it.
Yeah. What they hear. Here's one for Carlos. So it was Carlos's fault we lost. Lock that toilet door.
Not going anywhere. Not going anywhere from now on until the first half is done.
Don't go anywhere since 2014.
All right, guys, we're getting to the last segment now. So Arsenal are back in action tomorrow against Aston Villa. Yeah, last time we played Aston Villa at the Emirates, they showed us the way to go. We lost. Yeah, oh, my goodness. Um, Carlos, your thoughts about the game tomorrow?
Well, I mean, I try to be positive because I know last game against Wolves, even though we were 9 players, probably half of the second half of the game, I think the players are gonna go with this match, considering it's, I mean, not the last card, because if you really think it, every game from now on until the league finishes, it's the last card for the team, because
Yeah,
we cannot give more time on losing points, on drawing, on losing games as well. We need to recover up that consistency that the club needs, especially right now in this moment, if we want to achieve important places for Europa League or even Champions. I mean, everything is possible. This Premier League, this season, 2021, I'll say it's really bipolar. You don't know what to expect. There wasn't a statistics last time. I'm pretty sure everyone here saw it, that there have been like more than 6 leaders at the first position so far in the season. So you can expect everything. Obviously, Aston Villa is 2 games down compared to us, that we're like playing exactly the games we should play. So it's a 6 game match. So what I want, even though we lost against Wolves playing with 9 men, Even Arteta said it, and we could notice it. We were losing 2-1. Uh, Respect for the players for that as well, but even more respect because they were trying to tie the game. They were not like hands crossed, like, okay, let's lose 3-1, 4-1, 5-1,
Mm.
6-1. It doesn't matter. We're 9 men down. No, they were even trying. And we had, imagine tying that game with 9 men. It would be spectacular, getting 1 point from the Molino. So I think the players know their mission, know their role tomorrow. It's a big, big 6 game match, and doesn't matter who starts, who go. Obviously, we were signing the list. Probably Matt Bryan is coming for replacing Leno in this opportunity. Apparently, Pablo Mari is as well ready, fit for the game. So bad Kieran Tierney is not recovered. That's a really, really um, a player we need in that position. So I really expect players know the importance of it. They go like with the confidence as high as possible and get those 6 points. It's not a 3 game match; it's a 6 point match, and I think it will be really sweet to have our revenge for what they did to us at the Emirates a couple of months ago, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be a really hard clash of good, two good, really good teams, especially Villa. I mean, my respect for Aston Villa because of the season they've been doing. Actually,
Mm.
a couple of months ago, last season, they were playing for relegation. They
Yep.
were they were fighting for their lives, and now they're actually on good positions, fighting for European spots. So I really think we should win the game, but tomorrow by the minimum. I think we're gonna beat them by the minimum.
Alfie, game tomorrow.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it's on us. It's let's see what team goes out. I'm gonna quote Move, and he's gonna, yeah, I don't know. Maybe tell me off because of this. But Aston Villa has become our arch nemesis.
Yeah.
They became really, really good, and they always perform against us. So hopefully we'll be okay. We should go with a competitive team. I'm not worried about the um, goalkeeper. I think we should be okay. But it really depends on the attitude. With Arsenal, again, we don't know, and people are going to sacrifice me because of this. But I don't think we're playing very well football. We're still trying to organize the team. We get rid of the people we have to get rid of. But we have to look for that consistency that Carlos was talking about. Unfortunately, it's gonna take time, and it really depends. We have to take it game by game. I don't see us playing spectacularly like before. So yes, we need to get the result. Hopefully, our players will perform individually, but I just want to win that game just for the confidence boost, just for us to say, hey, listen, we're still here. We are not in a horrible position in the table, but yeah, we definitely needed to win that Wolves game just to get on the run.
Oof, yeah. Oh. Tell.
Well, one of the key battles is going to be how much we hold Grealish back. If he's let off the leash, then he will cause damage. And I did read that Everton, not Everton, West Ham, doubled up on him. A bit like the way you double up on Adama Traore for Leeds. You don't just put one man on Grealish, you put two. And I was thinking if he plays on the left hand side of midfield as he normally does, that would probably mean Bellerin and Saka. Maybe Partey as he's in right midfield, but they obviously will have a plan to keep the ball away from him and cut down his passing lanes, which we're getting better and better and better at. So I would say to people, trust and believe in Arteta's process. He's getting the players doing the right things. They're developing wonderfully good habits. I love the way we're closing down passing lanes. It's this modern way of pressing where you only have one man pressing the ball, but all the other guys are working in tandem to cut down all the passing lanes. And all I want is for us to play tomorrow the way we played for the first 45 minutes in our last match. And I don't see any reason why we can't come out with a win.
Well, I'll have to wait and see anyway. Then we go to the live chat just for the last time. Just picked up on just on a few comments here, quite funny actually. My brother actually just quite serious is that we need a person outside of football who can work independently, like the guy who followed Sepp Blatter for years to undercover Sepp corruption in FIFA. Big business, big money business. What we need to do is to take a leaf from the rugby union way of refereeing matches and using technology and use the VAR to assist refs. But we've had this argument before. Tennis has the technology. Cricket, VAR is still relatively new to the sport of football. So as much as I don't like VAR, it's here to stay, and there's still teething problems. It's just unfortunately it appears to be going against Arsenal a lot more often than not. But it's here to stay, Carlos. It's not going to be going anywhere soon. I can't stand it. I don't like it. But what can we do? What can we do? Dab16 says, greetings from Honduras. Is that a follower of yours?
Yeah,
Carlos,
he's in the fan group. Yeah. Greetings from him as well.
Cool. Where can people find you on social media, Carlos?
It's actually my name, Carlos F. Flores, and they can find me on Twitter as well. And if you want to support us as well and follow us all our official accounts, we have Gunners Hon, Gunners with double O, and Hon as the initials of my country, HON, Gunners Hon. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram as well. And on Facebook, we have us as Gunners with EU, HN as well.
So what I'll do once we're finished with these two, I'll leave the link to all the social media connections there for Arsenal Honduras. I'll tell you what, passionate guys over there, man. God, dear me, man. If I was in a cold room, you guys would have warmed me up. A lot of passion.
You know, we're so expectant with the guys because we're looking forward to be able to watch the games together. Obviously, because of the pandemic right now, there are certain restrictions in our country, especially in my city and in the capital, which are the biggest amounts of fans. But we're looking forward. The guys are like, wait, we want to be watching a game together. We want to go watching a game together. We want to feel the atmosphere, because we're starting, It's funny because once we started the social media accounts, I didn't know that there was a WhatsApp group. Greetings to all the WhatsApp group from Arsenal Honduras. From this group of the group from the guys you saw in the video from Arsenal Latin America from Honduras, Gerardo, Mario, and Luis. They actually founded this group on 2014. So it's been 6 years since they started it, and recently, since last year, for the pandemic, we started recruiting more people, more people. And yesterday we hit the 100 number. So we are 100 Arsenal fans in Honduras now. At least in the groups. I know we're still looking for more. There's more. There's plenty more. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's really good. Really good. Congratulations, man. We've got Ian Barron who says, hi, Canon 4 TV. It's the Mad Dardo fan back. Hope you are well. No major improvements with my COVID recovery. Listen, we're here for you, Ian. Yeah, just keep the faith. Keep the faith. I know it's very difficult times, but reach out to us. The email is, in the description box if you wanted to talk to us. We're here for you. Okay. He's asking a question. Is Carlos Flores Jeremy Aliadier? No. No. Carlos is Carlos.
Who's Jeremy Aliadier?
He was a striker for Arsenal.
French.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he probably played one game and a half, so don't worry.
Yeah. Alfie. Alison Braun says, like Alex said, the communication between the ref and VAR officials is key. We want to hear what they're talking about. For all they could be saying is, you know what, you see that Arsenal player, such an idiot. We want to hear what they're talking about. We might not like it, but I think the communication and hearing what they're saying, the audio, is key for us. We want to know what they're talking about. Anyway, last few before I wrap up this one. Let's have a look.
Oh, I just Googled it. I know that guy. Yeah.
Okay.
It's written in a different way, but now I know who's the guy. Yeah. I was like, who's that?
I think Carlos is Carlos. He's not Jeremy. Okay, who else do we have here? Just to wrap up this one. Let's see which one I can bring out here. Oh, Alison says, Watch out for Grealish. He's been working on his free kicks. Oh my goodness.
He has
I have
indeed.
I have a thought on
Yeah.
Grealish. He's been commenting a lot on Bukayo's pictures on social. Hey guy, come to Arsenal. Stop like messing with us and talking good about, because I think he said that his favorite stadium to play in is at the Emirates. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's winning.
I heard a lot of players. I had a lot of players recently saying that they love Arsenal and they want to play for the club. Then come to the club. Don't make it
Yeah,
complicated. Yeah, force
Um,
yeah,
your exit.
you know
Really,
what?
really, force your
I,
exit and come to Arsenal.
The reason that he didn't come is because Aston Villa was not relegated. If
yeah,
they would have been,
yeah.
um, we might have a chance of getting him, and that would have been
do
great.
you know what I? If I was Grealish tomorrow, he's already put it out that he's an Arsenal fan. What
Mm.
I'd say is, look, I'm going to play really well against Arsenal, but if Villa get a penalty, I'm going to kick it over the bar. So which one safe, lads?
Indeed, he has to think like that. He has to think like that for tomorrow. No,
Oh,
I was
dude.
telling the guys from Honduras, like, hey, if we sign Grealish, I'm going nuts. Like I'm going to do a caravan, from the whole city. Like it will be crazy. It will be crazy. I mean, he's an excellent player. Excellent
Yeah,
player.
yeah, yeah. Julia Ruiz says, Honduras representing. Fantastic,
Greetings to
fantastic.
Julia. Awesome.
Geraldo Romero, another one, fantastic. Oh, all coming in now, fantastic. Go, Carlos, go! Woohoo!
Greetings to Christina. Hugs and kisses.
Oh, fantastic, guys. We've come to an end. We've come to an end on this segment of the Easy Talk. Yeah, no, we didn't rant too much, did we? We kept it everything like civil over here on Cannon
Yeah.
Fodder
Yeah.
TV.
Probably. I think we have ranted more if we have done the easy talk on Tuesday, or after
Yeah,
the game. Yeah.
probably. Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. Thank goodness we didn't do it on the Tuesday. Ah,
Yeah,
dearie
it's
me.
better. It's better. It's better.
I hope everyone enjoyed this segment of the Easy Talk. Really, really insightful stuff. And like I said before, once we're done on here, I'll put all the links to all the social links for Arsenal Honduras, and Carlos is there. Again, guys, got passionate, very passionate, man. Dearie me. El Tel, always a pleasure, my friend. The original Godfather. Thank
Yeah.
you so very much.
What it's wonderful to see that Arsenal were so well supported throughout the world. And if you haven't heard this, very briefly, I'll tell you a story. I was talking to a teacher in the school one day, and he was from Eritrea, I think it was. And he said he's a big Arsenal fan. And he said, I was traveling through Somalia and I wanted to stop in the middle of the desert to put some petrol in my car. And I'm standing there filling up my car or my Jeep or whatever. And I heard all these guys inside the petrol station shouting and cheering. And he said, I knew Arsenal were playing, so I ran in just in case they had the match on. And not only did they have the Arsenal match on, and not only did Arsenal score, but the place was full of guys in Arsenal kits in the middle of nowhere in Somalia. So it's great.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant. Alfie, as always, cheeky chappy. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and I think yeah, we can win it 2-0 tomorrow without thinking about it. We can make it. I know,
Yeah.
I know.
That's the confidence. Alfie is acting right now as a national player for tomorrow. That's the confidence we need.
Yeah, exactly.
Positivity. Alfie, we're going to be talking afterwards, man. Carlos, thank you so very much for coming on the Easy Talk and being part of the family over here, man. Thank you so very much, my friend.
Thanks, Alex, for the opportunity for making us represent Honduras, in Canon Fodder. So we're really happy. The guys, Gerardo, Mario, and Luis as well, to be doing the videos. And Alfie, Eltel, thanks for the reception and the warm welcome in the team. And let's hope to continue talking another Easy Talk section about what can we expect for the upcoming games.
Yeah, brilliant. So, like I said, if you just tune in, for the first time on Canon TV, make sure it's not the last time. Be part of the bigger community here. I mean, we're like 10,000 subscribers strong and counting and rising. And there couldn't be a channel if there were no viewers or subscribers or followers or even panelists as well. It's not down to Ralph or myself. It's been a team effort to get us to this point here. And Monday is going to be 3 years of podcasting. Oh my goodness. When I started, I had a full head of hair. You know, my knees were all right. I've lost all my hair now. Ah, dearie me. Anyway. For those of you who've been tuning for the first time, make sure it's not the last time. And if you've been wondering who or what you've been listening to, you've been listening to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.